Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone. So it wasn't until after I had finished recording this episode that I realized I didn't have my microphone on. So I have no audio at the moment in this video. And it's hilarious because I'm sitting there for a good solid 14 minutes talking to myself. And it wasn't until the very last second in which I ended the video recording that I realized that I didn't have the audio on. So it wasn't even like a thing after when I was going back through the video. It was the last second. And I closed the video and was like, oh no. So what I was trying to do is there's a later quest for the ultimate watering can where you need bedrockium. And the only way to get bedrockium is octuple compressed cobblestone. And by smelting that, that'll give you a bedrockium block, which you can use to get bedrockium ingots. And the best way to get, in my opinion, the best way to get octuple compressed cobblestone is making a crafter. And because I'm such an early game right now, it's actually super handy to make the crafter now. Because if I can just have that running in the background throughout this whole series while I do stuff, it'll make it so much faster to get the octuple compressed cobblestone that I need. So right now I'm just getting the stuff to make item conduits. Because item conduits are super nice to use with the crafters. Because you can put filters in them and you can determine what you put in them. So I'm making the binder composite, and then you cook that up, and it makes a shoot, I don't remember what it's called, but it makes the binder things, which you then use with the vibrant make conduit binders, which you use them with the pulsating iron nuggets to make your conduits, item conduits. And you get 16 per thing, which is super cool. So I make a bunch of those. And then when that's done, I'm going to start making the crafters. Now, there's 3 different tiers of crafter. So I'm actually making the first one, and then you actually need the first one to make the second one, and so on. So I'm chucking some iron in the smelter so I can get some more iron. I'm getting the last of the binder stuff to make more item conduits for later. And along with this video, the next one that I recorded after that, I also had off because there was enough of a gap between when I finished recording this video and when I recorded the next video that I had forgotten to turn it back on. And so I was like, oh shoot, I forgot that I had that off and I needed to turn it back on. And I was like, well, at this point, I guess I'll just have to do another voiceover. So we're getting all our iron. And there we go, we got the machine frame that we need for it. Now in order to finish making the first crafter, I think I just need crafting tables, and redstone torches. I did a lot of off-camera mining after this episode was made, and so I have a kind of a bonus episode that's gonna go out after this goes live. It's rather short because it's a time lapse, but it'll show you kind of what I was doing and kind of what I have been doing off camera to kind of grind up and get a bunch of ores and stuff like that. I'm not trying to do quest stuff necessarily, or if I do quest stuff, I try not to complete the quest. Like I only do part of it if I want to get a certain amount of things. That way I can still get more advanced, I suppose, tools and stuff like that without actually completing quests. Like I think a big one was I made smelting factories. The elite smelting factory, or the well, it's not the elite one, but it's the advanced, I think, smelting factory, and that's super useful when you want to get more ores, because if you pulverize the ores, it gives you a higher. If you cook every one of those up in the smelting factory, it'll give you 1 ore per pulverized version of it. So you get, I think, 4 times the amount, which is super nice, but it takes a ton of power. Okay, so I finished building the crafter, and now I'm trying to figure out the room to put the crafter in, because I need essentially a infinite water, or not infinite water, cobble generator, infinite cobble generator to go over the top so that it just pumps cobblestone straight into it to use. And then I'll turn that cobblestone into different levels of cobblestone until it gets all the way to octuple compressed. That osmium hammer I have has been super helpful in mining. It makes digging tunnels so much faster, which is super nice. And because it mines everything in a 3x3 area, as long as it's an ore or some form of stone, it's been super nice. It doesn't have as much durability as I'd hoped, though, and it takes a lot of materials to repair it. Alright, so I'm just setting up the cobble generator right now. The lava down, and then we'll stick the transfer node on top of it and put the 6 world interaction things inside it. So that'll mine, I think, 6 per tick. And then you stick the crafter on top and then put the recipe, and it'll just go to town. Which provide power, of course. I'm a huge fan of solar power. I love solar power. It's so nice. Because in a game where you can just sleep during the day, having solar power is a big game changer. And the photovoltaic cells especially are so good. They aren't very hard to make compared to the normal solar panels that you do in the quest line, and they are so much better than the solar panels, because they have a max of 10,000 RF storage wise, but they have an output of 400, which is I think the tier 1 solar panel that you get. I think it has a higher RF total that it can carry, but it only outputs I think 16 RF a tick. So it's the photovoltaic cell is just infinitely better, and I think it requires a daylight sensor, 2 fused quartz, and or aluminum glass. And fused quartz not that hard to come by, as long as you have access to the nether, or you just got a lot of loot bag luck. And then it takes, I think, a couple different alloys, which is not bad at all, which you can make pretty easily. So yeah, that's going down. It's got efficiency of 53%, so it's chugging away, and you can see it making cobblestone. So I'm inputting the recipes, and yeah, it's really going fast. So I've already gotten triple. I already got triple compressed cobblestone. And you'll see how between my off-camera work and the actual in-game stuff, you'll see a big difference between where that is now and what it is when the most recent video goes out. Because it's day 26 right here, and I'm trying to remember what day it is. When I'll figure out what day it is in a later part. It ends up being about day 43 is where it ends up. Alright. And that'll be about where I end this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.